Hi, this is odeean. Today this is not really a review, it's more like just a quick look of this 12-inch vinyl figure of Grand King Ghidorah. It's not a review because there's not much that I can really show. This is a relatively stationary figure. You can see he's got a bit of articulation on the neck, on each of the necks here, as well as a head rotation on the head of the dragon, and the thighs go backwards and forwards like this. That's about it as far as articulation is concerned. The tail isn't round, so it doesn't really rotate there, and the wings, although they're not solidly connected, like they're a part you have to assemble, they also have no substantial movement. So why do I like this figure? I like it because it's really big and shiny. So if I grab my Godzilla here from the Tokyo SOS that I've been showing lately, you can see that Grand King Ghidorah is the same height as him. Maybe, depending on where you take it, if you take it from the horn, a little higher. If you take it from the top of the head, a little lower. So he's a pretty big figure. Now, not as big as I would like, mind you, because although he's a 12-inch figure, or 11-inch figure, he is not in scale with this huge Tokyo SOS Godzilla. For him to be in scale, he would have to stand at least another 50% higher, in my opinion. So, although they look good on the shelf together, they're not correctly sized. Maybe if I had an 8-inch one of this guy, it would be better suited to pose next to this Grand King Ghidorah. So, I couldn't understand anything on the box, and there weren't even any real good pictures. So I don't know why this is Grand King Ghidorah. I'm guessing the Grand comes from the fact that this is probably one of the biggest King Ghidorahs that you can get. There is a Mecha King Ghidorah that is 12 inches, but it doesn't look anywhere near as good as this, as far as I'm concerned. And that's mainly because of the shininess of this figure. So I've got nothing against Mecha King Ghidorah. I might like to pick one up one day, but this guy has got a really nice reflective kind of sheen on it. I think most of it's got to do with the moulding of this vinyl. It seems to go the whole way through, so you can see how shiny the scales are. So it's got a lot of nice detail in it. The scales themselves are all really crisp and well done. It doesn't look like a baby's toy. It looks like a collectible figure, and there is some paint. So looking at the wings here, I don't know if it's picking up. Put it back there. I don't know if you can see this, but there's kind of it looks like a pink or apricot kind of colour which has been applied at the edges of this detail in here, probably to give it a little bit of three-dimensionality and depth. Apart from that paint, the only other paint that is on the figure is here in the mouth, and mainly the red is applied in the mouth just so that you can see where the teeth are. The teeth aren't individually sculpted. None of these vinyls can achieve the kind of detail you need for individually sculpting teeth, so what they really are just little bumps on a recessed background that gets painted red, and it makes it look like you have sculpted teeth. So have a close-up of his faces. And just focus. Some pretty ugly, mean-looking faces there. I get the feel that this is a sort of 90s era Godzilla, looking at these faces. I prefer the really old Godzilla, what am I talking about? This is a 90s era King Ghidorah. If you look at some of the older King Ghidorahs, he has kind of almost like facial hair happening on him, a wild, woolly kind of looking face, and I like that one more, but this is not too bad. It just seems a pity to me we don't get any up and down on these necks, because one of his trademark looks is when his heads are flailing around up and down, firing the lightning bolts out. But I guess if you want that kind of articulation, you'll buy the SH Monster Arts figure and not this huge vinyl. A bit of scale that is not Godzilla related. I've been showing the Lionbot as a scale comparison. So here we go with Lionbot next to Grand King Ghidorah. And maybe for Transformers fans out there, maybe something more familiar for scale. Here's a Hasbro Masterpiece Grimlock. So he's a lot bigger than Masterpiece Grimlock. Maybe that gives you a good idea of just how big some of these vinyls are. With this one, I haven't kept the box. I got the box, a Japanese seller sent me the box, and whereas with figures like the Mecha Godzilla that I recently got, the box is really nice. The box of this Grand King Ghidorah was printed in just plain red and on a white background. It had not really any good pictures, and it was pretty ugly. The condition I got it in was old, so I've chucked the box out. Alright, price. What did I pay for this? I think I got a very good deal with this. I got it for about $70. So there's a wide range of prices. If you just sit back and watch the new listings go in for eBay over a long period of time, you'll see that these guys have a pretty wide range. So 70 is the lower end. That's why I picked him up. 250 is the higher end. Why would anyone want to pay $250? I'm not sure. I guess it's really coming down to what the sellers are thinking that they're worth and not what the market is demanding. But anyway, this has been my really quick look at Grand King Ghidorah. Thanks for watching.